Well, hello, everybody, and happy Tuesday. It's time for another episode of me. Still got the shitty facial hair. Sorry about that. Trying something a little new today. I got a couple guests, not one, not two. I got three. We are not going to really do too much digging deep into them. One of them you already know. The two are two of my best friends, and we'll get to that in just a second. I wanted to do kind of a shoot the shit, fun, informative episode about Twitch. It's basically the number one content platform in the world right now, in my opinion. I think it's just going to keep growing. There are some competitors. Facebook's doing it. YouTube's doing it. Some of that shit. We'll get into that. So I called they might not be the three biggest experts I know, but they're the three people I wanted to talk to the most about it. That's for fucking damn sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, thank you for tuning into this episode of Agile Cupcake Unedited, and let's go. Here are my boys. Boom. Josh Slater, Andrew
Woo!
Baird, who you have met already, and Mr. Cody Canales down there right below me. All right, boys, how we doing? How we doing?
Doing well, man.
We're good.
Good,
man.
dude. Good, man. Thank you for having
Realizing that my mic was muted when I said "What up."
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, everybody be quiet so Josh can do it again.
What up?
Okay, there we go. Perfect. That's all I wanted. Guys, thank you for joining me today. Andrew, you don't get to fucking introduce yourself because most people that watch the show already know who the fuck you are.
That's fine.
Slater, roll it, baby. Who are you?
I'm Josh, or Slater, as Joel put it. I have played in a band, played in a couple bands for little amounts of time here and there, but I play in a band called Aethere. That is how I met Joel, actually. How many years ago? Too long ago?
Yeah. You were a wee lad. You were just a twinkle in my eye. You know what I mean?
Oh my god! Get out of here! No, yeah, I met Joel a long time ago. He definitely helped with the band, and then we saw each other at shows that he was putting on. And next thing you know, I couldn't get rid of him, and he couldn't get rid of me. So he actually manages the band, and we're great friends outside of it. So but I've watched Twitch and all that stuff for around 2 years, and then that slowly became like all I watched, and then about it's almost like 2 years now. I was like, you know what, I kind of want to do this, and then about a year ago, Andrew and I had a conversation at a show we both played, and here we are now. So, and actually, fun thing, I know this is my intro, but I'm gonna do it here. Cody was the first person that showed me that you could like play video games and put it online. He did this sniping montage.
Yeah, Andrew,
Under the name Plump Dummy, dude. It was the sickest thing I had ever seen.
That's so good.
I swear
Cody
to you.
is like a 360 no scope god. Like God.
Really?
God.
Really?
God.
Why aren't you on my team then, man?
You know what?
Damn.
You know, Andrew, you know how there's that term, like sometimes I mean, you know this, especially in music, there's like, oh, if someone's like a savant, like they're just like perfect at something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, when it comes to anything digital, you have Cody.
Shut the hell up, dude.
Okay.
Shut up, man. That's too much.
So now that Cody's been introduced, no.
No, well, yeah, Cody, you can talk a little bit about yourself, I guess. I mean, Josh and I kind of, we kind of buttered you up, nice and
Jesus Christ, man. That's a lot of hype to follow, but yeah, my name's Cody. By day, I'm just like a grocery app manager, and by night, I try to play games and do the Twitch thing here and there. Yeah, like Joel said, I was like goofing around with a Hop Hog HD like 10 years ago, recording Modern Warfare clips, just goofing around there. And then here we are now with a few other homies talking about Twitch. So it's been
Hell yeah. Well, everybody, as you know, Andrew, plays drums in Fallujah. He's doing Twitch. He has a Patreon. He has a YouTube channel just like me. Find him later. It's in the comments below, or, I'll link everyone's links. Josh is twitch.tv/alpha. Is it L Omega?
Yes.
Andrew is twitch.tv/Sigma Caldera. And Cody is /Kodiaks, like a Kodiak bear, but it's spelled with his name. So CODYACKS. And mine is, I shouldn't even have to fucking say it. So I'm not going to. How about that?
Okay.
Excellent. So, boys, all right, as I've said, I think Twitch is the #1 content platform coming up in the world. Cody, I call you for 80% of my technological needs, regardless of video games, because I'm old and stupid, and you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Dude, you're like it's 8 months older than me.
Stop. So, boys, before we kick this off, we're all in quarantine. We're all surviving. Let's cheers it up.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Vape life, Cody. Respect.
Quarantine life.
Yeah, so like I was just getting started on, boys. I think Twitch is like the #1 platform. Cody and I both dabbled a little bit in Mixer. Harder to get started. I think it has some features that beat out Twitch, but like Josh, Cody, you've obviously been involved in this world for a long time. Josh is in it for about 2 years. I think Andrew, you're about the same amount of time with the watching Twitch stuff.
Sort of like I'd say probably within the last 8 months, especially just all things considered happening right now.
Yeah,
so.
of course. Okay, yeah, and same here. Like, I mean, I've always known what it was. I've watched like the popular dudes, or just like, reposted like sick clips of like, how the fuck did that guy just fucking plow through 20 people at once? Sick. All right, you know what I mean. So with that being said, like, first off, I mean, you guys all enjoy it as an outlet, I'm assuming, right? Because we're all pushing it, correct?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
dude. I love the homies.
Yeah, I mean, you hang with the homies. They're in your chat. They're hyping you up. They're blowing you up. In my case, anybody I'm playing with, especially if I'm playing with Josh, all of our homies are just talking shit to me. It's great. I love it. Like, I wouldn't have it any other way. Love you, Dinky. Hate you, Poop Man. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, it's a cool way to do some content. I'm really getting interested in like the talking parts of Twitch, people that just go live to talk about business and music. And, I wish I knew how to cook, because I would definitely do like a Twitch cooking show. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like, I think it'd be great, Dude,
it's funny you say that, man. I think that's going to be the future of Twitch. I think that's going to be more prominent than gaming, dude.
Yeah.
Like just talking, being a figurehead, like doing public speeches, like I feel people go for personality above everything else. So like,
definitely.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
definitely agreed. I mean, there's some people that I watch and they aren't like that insane at the game. I mean, there's some people that I watch for the insane plays, but then there's other people that I watch because I like them, like that's actually who kind of got me into streaming, was somebody who he was really good, but that's not all he was. He was dying. He was, doing everything. For me, like all I play is Call of Duty, so that's gonna be my kind of thing. Is like he was dying, but it was like he was personable. You liked him. You were rooting for him. You wanted him to be a bigger streamer. And like here he is. His name's Spiros OG, and he's like one of the bigger guys now. And it's really cool because like I've been there through that, and that's kind of why I like Twitch actually is the feeling of community. And it's not like a false one. It really is a community. Like, you're all there for the same thing. But at the same time, I've seen a ton of people, like I'm in the Discords for a bunch of streamers that I follow, and I see it all the time. There's a bunch of people like, hey, anybody need somebody, or we need a fourth, or this or that. So it's really cool to be like, okay, we all have this in common, but we still are, outside of that, we're still hanging out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I mean, dude, that's what I love is like, I love being able to watch. I mean, shit, Josh, even when I'm just around the house doing, what little pinup work there is to fucking do right now or whatever, you know what I mean? If I see any of you guys on, like, I've usually pop into your stream to say what's up. Like, Andrew's been doing, like, Crash Bandicoot playthroughs. Shit, like, that was my childhood. You know what I mean? Like, I love, like,
Super
popping in, like, seeing that, hearing him joke around, oh, I fucking hated this guy as a kid, or, like, or then he's like, I remember, like, the levels that, like, I watched, last time I watched you, Andrew, you were playing that stupid fucking boulder level, and I was like, oh man, this camera angle is fucking dog shit. Like the one where it chases you from behind.
Right, it's a reversal.
You're running towards the screen, and I was, dude, as a kid, like my little tiny kid brain that wasn't the best with hand-eye coordination yet was like, I can't fucking do this, dude. Like my reality is fucking shattered. And then Andrew just like well, I'm gonna one take it. Here, fucking 6-year-old Joe, eat one. You know what I mean? Like that's basically what I felt like. What fucking happened? You know?
Hold my tea.
Yeah. And
I got this.
And then, you know, like I love creeping on Josh, you know, when he slides online and starts playing without me, you know, I'm like, oh, sick invite, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And then of course I pop in the chat room and I'm like, Josh, brother, you better get that guy. Oh, there's one on your left, dude. What's up, brother? You know what I mean?
That's the crazy thing with this quarantine and Modern Warfare in particular, because it is cross-platform, is it's actually, and this isn't even like I'm so popular, but it's like all of my friends are playing it. You know, so when you have 3 other friends be like, hey, let's play tonight, or like you meet up with one other friend and they're like, oh, so-and-so's online, that person gets invited, and then, oh, so-and-so's in line. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But then you're like, there's that 5th person that's like, yo, let's play. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's a full squad. I'm sorry. But I don't know, man. It is really cool. And I'm trying to get better about not just playing with the same people.
Dude, I mean, there's just so many more opportunities to break hearts with crossplay. There's that many people.
It really is, man. Before it was like, I'll be 4, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh, we've never been able to play video games together ever. And like and we've been friends way too. Like I can't count. Yeah. Like, you know, same with Cody, actually. You know, you and I have been friends for a fucking damn long time too. But like, you know, Cody's always been loyal to the box, baby. What's up? So like
I don't know. I remember 10 years ago playing with him on
That's
PS3.
true. I was the PS3 guy. I was a Sony loyalist.
Fact check.
Cody and I were not as tight back then as we are now, first off.
So what Joel's saying is our friendship and growth was what led to Xbox loyalty.
Oh, I mean, of the 3 of you here, if I had to take a vote for someone, it'd be Cody first, because he has the box. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, Josh could play Bleed by Meshuggah when he was like fucking 12. He doesn't need my help. You know, and as we pointed out on my episode earlier, and like, you know, a couple weeks ago, he beat fucking cancer. He doesn't need my fucking help. So of course I'm checking up my code, dude.
Okay.
Like,
to be fair, mine, I peaked when I could play Bleed at whatever age you said. Okay, that was my peak.
You peaked when you showed up in like the fucking like the Volcom Stone tank tops and had the hair swoop. That's when you peaked, brother.
I think I remember that.
You definitely remember that. Cody remembers that for sure. I was like 16. Like,
I know,
actually.
it was sick. It was, dude, I'm just saying. We've known each other that long. It was tight, dude.
So good.
It was tight.
Respect the stone, dude. Respect.
But yeah, so, like, so I'm loving, you know, you 3 specifically, and then as well as like basically like Defonce, but he's learning most of his stuff from Josh anyways. You know, the 3 of you are kind of who I'm figuring all this shit out with and through and whatnot, you know what I mean? So like I'm having a blast, and I feel like the problem with Twitch, because Reddit is like the 2nd most toxic place in the world, you know what I mean? But there's not like a good way to go learn.
No,
right?
Not at all.
Like that's so like how did you guys kind of navigate the waters and figure out some of this shit here at the beginning of it?
I feel like YouTube's actually a great resource for learning.
I was about to say the exact same thing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like there's a ton of resources there. I think what it comes down to is figuring out which ones you can trust. Like, there's some resources that are going to be super candid and like give you the details that help them grow. I found there's other resources that are kind of just
trying to get like
recycling the same information and not being like very accurate or detailed with it. But yeah, I feel like just go through a few different channels, find out who's like really sticking and like making sense, and experiment. All you can do is just try what they're suggesting.
Definitely. I feel like it's almost a double-edged sword on YouTube. For me, like starting out being like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this thing. First problem I ran into was Mac. I had a MacBook that I was so proud of, and I saved I was so ecstatic to get it, right?
Yeah. Well, you needed it for your design work and some other shit.
Yeah, exactly. It works great for everything else except for streaming. And I was like, great, cool. All right, cool. Paperweight when it comes to this. I can't even run the Elgato that I just bought, spent money on. And and then once I get all that figured out and it's kind of running, I run PS4, so nobody can hear anybody I'm playing with. And so it's like a set of hurdles that nobody tells you about. YouTube, it's like if you can do it from your phone, and that is you just have to do it. A lot of people don't talk about how hard it is to get started on Twitch. And then the people who did it had to go through all of this stuff. So I almost feel like it's like a stigma to like not exactly help people out, because then
make them earn their stripes.
Yeah, exactly. Which, I mean, I don't really get that. That's the cool thing about Twitch is like I'm sure it's competitive somewhere, but for me, it's like you're gonna watch who you want to watch, and that doesn't mean that whoever you're playing with can't also share that person with you, because you're not going to be streaming at the same times. I watch a ton of different streamers at all different times of the day. Like I fall asleep to the same streamer because he lives in the UK and he streams at like whenever we get off Call of Duty, which is normally way too late. So you're gonna watch who you want to watch, and if someone likes someone else better than me, that's fine. I mean, I don't care. This is literally like I'm just playing video games. I'd be doing it anyway, even if I wasn't streaming. But there's a ton of hurdles.
Josh, were you saying that? So, like, if you just run the Twitch app off your PlayStation, it doesn't include any of your party chat at all?
That I don't know. But another thing that I wanted to make sure of, and this actually comes from kind of like the band background, is like for me, it was like, okay, this is like releasing like a new band, or like a new album. You wouldn't just kind of drop, whatever. Like I don't know what the hell is going on, whatever. So I didn't really, and Andrew was there, and you were there too when I was doing like test streams of like trying to figure out if it worked or not. And I didn't put those out to the public, and I obviously didn't get views on it. And I was hoping that people wouldn't go in there because I didn't want that to be the first impression. Yeah. So I wanted to have everything completely done. Like I wanted layouts done. I wanted everything to be running really well. And like my goal was like once Warzone drops, because I had been waiting for Warzone like the second Modern Warfare came out. I was like, I'm going to be streaming. And I missed it by like a couple weeks, but it's fine. I'm glad I waited. And honestly, the only reason why I can stream now is pure like happenstance. Like Adrian had a computer that needs to be plugged in all the time. So he just was like, dude, I'm not going to use it. Like I'll sell it to you. I was like, if it runs everything I needed to run, I'll take it. No problem. Like, yes, please. So I plugged it in, it worked perfect, and I kind of went from there, problem solving. But it was honestly the worst trying to get everything to work. It was so hard. And every time I'd take a step forward, it'd be like, oh, you run PS4? Fuck you. Like, now you need this Elgato chat link. Oh, cool. You want to do that? Like, it's just a list of things. And then once I finally kind of figured it out, I was like, I'm not changing anything unless I know it's going to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I've been trying to just stream direct off my Xbox. All three of you know that. Anybody that has checked out like the few streams I've attempted to do knows that. And you know what I mean? So I don't do the overlays. I don't do none of that. I mean, like everyone's telling me I should, whatever. That's a conversation for later. You know what I mean? But like, I found out I was frustrated as fuck because so Xbox, the way, like when you go to broadcast, there's a thing where it's like, oh, ask your party if it's cool if you broadcast their audio. That's only if you're in a private party. So even if I'm not doing that, like if I go play Call of Duty with all you guys, none of what you're saying gets broadcast to the Twitch from the Xbox. Like period. There's no workaround. There's no nothing. It's just straight up doesn't happen. As I said, Cody and I dabbled with Mixer a little bit. Mixer is the same. It's basically the same thing. Mixer is also built into the Xbox, so it works a little smoother. But even then, if you're in game chat, it still doesn't do it. If you're in the party chat, it does do it. If the person on the other end says, yes, they can hear me. You know what I mean? But still, but even then, I think that's fucking whack. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, and that's the same on PlayStation, I believe. I'm actually pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure I was in like game chats. And honestly, I had to go out and get this Elgato cable, which all it does is separate the audio from the HDMI. That's literally all it does. And your headset's still able to work so people can hear you. And that's a whole nother conversation with everything. Like there's a few staples when it comes to like capture cards or like OBS or this or that. They don't make it easy.
Yeah.
Like, and they have a monopoly on it. I understand it. And even consoles could honestly make it super easy and have all this shit built in, but they don't. And I think that maybe with this new wave of everybody kind of hopping on, we've all seen the musicians jump onto it. We've all seen a lot of artists or anybody or just people who are bored in quarantine being like, yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah.
So maybe, the next gen of consoles is already done. So we'll kind of see, but yeah, once you get in, it's like, yeah, you can create as much or as little content as you want. And then it becomes kind of like YouTube. And, but that hurdle is something that no one tells you about. And then when you ask them about it, unless they're, nice, they're not going to really help you out. I was lucky enough to have quite a few friends that I could just be like, dude, help. Like, I don't know why this isn't working. Like, I play drums, so I don't know anything electronics. Like when it comes to audio or anything like that, or video, like I was lost. So I lucked out there. And then
I opened OBS. Like I installed OBS on my laptop, and I installed Streamlabs, and I just never got around to using it. I don't have a capture card yet, so I haven't bothered really. But just opening it, and it's like, oh, here's all your audio input selections. I was like, nope, already want to blow my brains out. Like, not like I'm a promoter. I tell them where to put their gear. I don't know what that slider does. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's really interesting hearing these hurdles on console streaming conversions and all that. With PC, it's like almost plug and play.
It's beautiful.
Which is crazy. You guys are going through more hoops for lower quality, which is insane to me.
Yep.
Like, that doesn't make sense. Like that's so. Like Josh said, like it's probably a matter of the industry catching up. Maybe not this generation, but the next one when streaming is basically going to be normalized. It's almost there, but yeah.
Well, but isn't it going to get I mean, the new consoles? I know I haven't caught up on what the PS5 is pushing because I don't care. But with the Xbox, I know at the seminar last year, Cody, the big thing was like cloud gaming and no discs and this and that. Like, I mean, how is that even going to work with Twitch and half this shit? Because then you're having to stream or whatever from a cloud and then stream to Twitch, right? Like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So you're asking for more information through your internet, basically, when you're doing that. I mean, I think that goes to how U.S. internet infrastructure is like 2 decades behind. So hopefully fiber becomes more regularly accessible. That's like the best answer to that. But I think the move to that tech is the smart thing to do because like the convenience is so sick.
Yeah, and Andrew, what about you? Like when you got started with this stuff, like I feel like you were kind of before Josh and I, and I like your setup, I like the rig you're in, but I know you had a Mac at the beginning too, and had to deal with that hurdle as well.
Yeah. So to go back a little ways with just general setup, and what Josh was trying to say earlier, a lot of this really is just troubleshooting, just trying whatever you think might work with whatever gear you might have to begin with. Some of us might have already had the money to throw down for a gaming PC of some kind with streaming capabilities, the necessary gizmos and gadgets and equipment you might need to run things smoothly. Many of us might not have that opportunity to do so in the first place. I'm happy to say right now, going back to the equipment setup, that sort of thing, the YouTube resources, those are the ones that I went to in regards to like, what do I have now that I just have at my disposal that I could just start on? Maybe the whole point is not just like tossing a crap ton of money at something and being like, I have the gear, I'm still lost. Like I should just be like, okay, whatever I have, let's just get started. Let's just try putting a foot out the door. Let's test some things out. I'm going to have problems at the beginning no matter what. I'm actually streaming directly from my PlayStation 4 right to my Twitch account. You can do like 2-step authorization and like set up at least your profile and stuff. And there's like some basic elements in Twitch streaming from your PS4 that you can kind of use to your advantage, like adjusting camera angles. If you have a green screen, you can use a green screen. The size of your camera feed on your face. The problem with that is just what you were saying earlier, Cody, about how as console players trying to stream through our consoles have more loopholes. I had to buy a separate camera that's only compatible with PS4, a PS4 only compatible camera. I'm using for this interview right now. I'm using a C920 Logitech camera that works fantastic, built-in software, USB connective. I can't use that for my PlayStation right now.
Wow, I did not know
because
that.
it just is not compatible with PlayStation 4. I've tried Xbox, and I have a little bit better luck with cameras on that angle, but they don't have as large as like a partnership with Twitch. They actually prefer the mixer, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
So when I was trying to stream through Twitch for my Xbox, I was having awful latency problems. I was having low grade bit rates, like frame rates, just lagging and latency and that sort of thing. And it was just like affecting my gameplay, it was affecting the mood. And I was like, man, there's like you said earlier, there's so many more hoops for us to jump through as console gamers. And going to what Cody was saying earlier, if you are a PC person, it almost is literally just plug in and go sort of thing.
It literally is. It's download OBS and just capture that tab. Like it's super. I wish I would have known that, but
me too. Same.
There's overlays pre-made for you. Like you could just. It's super convenient. It's surprising.
And there's thankfully enough websites out there, website generated resources we can at least still tap into as console gamers, like streamelements.com, for example. There's Nightbot we could still use. So I can connect certain things. I could use timers. I could use commands. I could still have those things involved in my stream. But people that are using consoles like me without like a gaming PC or just an upgraded streaming PC of some kind, I can't tap into those main useful resources. Like I said again earlier, I have a Mac. I can't actually run OBS or Streamlabs OBS without my computer overheating like crazy and running OBS and music and overlays and audio clips, GIFs, like all these things are the ones I want to when I make the hurdle, these are the areas in which once I have access to them, I think I'm going to flourish a lot better. But until then, I'm digging in with whatever I have, and I'm just trying to build up into it, So a lot of us have these resources, many of us don't. So it's just a means of whatever you have available, give it a shot, give it a try. You might still have some luck, and just be consistent. Try and stream to a schedule if you can. Try and do a couple of days a week. Kind of do a couple mornings a week, once a week. 8 times, 9 times a month. It really depends. So.
By the way, shout out to Josh, dude. I really respect the consistency you've been posting.
For real, yeah. All the time.
I feel like that's one of the the most sure ways to actually get some success there, dude. So good on you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, seriously.
It's actually kind of weird. Okay, my wife is jumping on the couch, and she thought that you couldn't see her, but you can definitely see her.
Nah, it's all good.
But thank you for the food. It's
food
kind of
delivery
funny.
service, dude. Can we do something like that in Animal Crossing?
She
make your
doesn't
wife
do
a
this on
character.
streaming.
I don't know, dude.
But the consistency thing, it's kind of funny because it's I've wanted to do it for so long. So for me, it's just all in, fuck it, whatever. But honestly, it's kind of not even a selfish reason, but almost like a safety net. Because if I hit something off stream, I'm not recording my gameplay. No one's gonna believe it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like this thing of okay, you know what? If I'm playing the game anyway, I might as well stream it. And that comes with a whole bunch of hurdles. That's not a strategic thing.
Yeah.
Because you're streaming to 1-2 people. It definitely affects your average viewers. But for me, the way I'm kind of going into streaming is coming from the music scene. So like it's always listen to my band, listen to my band, listen to my band, listen to my band, please like my band, please like, and it's one of those things, no matter how fuck you are, it's still kind of in the back of your head. Like you're like, well, I put a lot into this. I hope people like it. So when it came to Twitch, I was just kind of like, you know what? Like I don't have the capacity to do that again. Like I don't have the capacity. Like it honestly helped me with the band stuff because now I don't give a shit if people like my band or not. It's for me, and if it helps anybody, that means the world to me. But if you just don't like it, you just don't like it. It's cool. It's fine. So for me, like I wanted to start Twitch and be like, you know what? I want people who want to be here. Like I don't care about the subscribers. I don't care if you follow me. I don't care if you drop in for 10 minutes, tell me I suck and leave. Like, cool. I'm gonna keep going. But yeah, so the consistency thing for me is just kind of like, if I'm already playing, why not just kind of stream? Like it's fun hanging out with people. It's fun. As odd as that is to say, like it's different because it's a platform. So like Chris and I have been in a band for how long together? We've lived together on the road for months out of the time. But being in there, he was just like, dude, it's so weird, like watching you, like, because I'm watching you and I'm enjoying the content, but like then I text you after it's all done, and you're like, oh yeah, that was sick, yeah, and we go back to talking. Like it's almost like a different setting, so it kind of makes it a little bit cooler. But yeah, I don't know.
I can get behind that. I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean, yeah, like I don't know. I have a couple like things about the Twitch program that I don't like, which blow my mind as someone who, like, I took basic business and I took basic programming and I took basic like Flash animation way back in college when I was, didn't look like this.
You went to college?
Yeah.
You didn't look like this?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
I'm kidding.
okay, I have two huge, like, especially after trying the Mixer thing. So Mixer, you can, if three other people are with you in the game on the Xbox, you can co-stream all at once. Twitch is like that's like beta, and it's only for like their top streamers.
Yeah, you have to be partnered.
Yeah, I think that's ludicrous. I don't think it's hard to figure out. But also on top of that, like I have to say my number one thing, and I know you can kind of get around this with OBS and some of that stuff, is like there's times like my internet just freaks out and gets fucking zapped for a second, and my video feed goes out, and so I click refresh on my thing, boom, the entire chat is gone.
Oh yeah, if you have to refresh, it's gone. Yeah,
I hate that. And Mixer doesn't do that. Mixer, your chat just stays the whole time, and I'm like, is this? I don't like. How could one company do something? You know what I mean? It's just like I wish there was like a few things that were a little bit easier. Like Andrew said, the streaming from the consoles is
why would a refresh on a Twitch stream totally like obliterate all previous chat history and start it fresh, even though the stream is still like running? I can't go back, and I notice that every now and then too. Because then if I missed something, like in chat and friends and stuff.
Yeah, it's one thing if I'm being lazy and watching my channel as a viewer instead of through my stream dashboard. But when I'm on my stream dashboard and I refresh my fucking stream dashboard and it still does it, I'm like,
yeah, dude. Seeing an active chat when you're a random viewer matters so much for retention. Like, at least for me, I'm more likely to stick around and like check a viewer out if I see their community is like super stoked,
Yeah.
So when your chat log is erased like that and a random viewer comes by, that's like a lost opportunity. It's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, legitimately, especially if nobody's saying anything for like legitimately a minute. Then it's just going to be dead. And then you're like, okay, like this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, and if they aren't the type of person to be like, what up, chat? Like, they could say, what up, chat? And everybody's like, yo, what's up, dude? Blah, blah, blah. But
thanks for coming by the stream. Like, I appreciate you coming around. Like, and you have, because you have like your chat ripping up potentially with friends going left and right in chat, whether they're moderators or just friends or VIPs of yours, like a new person coming in, that's going to be an opportunity for them to be like, oh, a new person. Like, you don't have any of your icons next to them. Like, I'm going to say what's up and tag you in the name. Like, how you doing, man? Like, welcome to the stream. Like, homeboys ripping some games and stuff, and like ask your day. How you doing, man? Like, what brings you here? Like happy here, man. Like, we got nice people here, brother. Come and sit and have a sit and a drink,
Or smoke, brother. Or smoke. Can't
smoke. Yeah, I
can't exclude anyone.
I'm.
You're better than that, brother. Come on.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, we're brothers.
Oh, damn it. Sorry. We got what about you guys? Like, do you guys have like a little minor complaint about the software or the way it runs, or like a little, like, like I want this to be like a, I don't want people to just sign on and be like, oh, like these guys figured it out. Joel's the least bright of the bunch and he figured it out. I should just go do it. Like, everything has a positive, a pro and a con, positive, negative, whatever. Like, do the three of you have anything that you're kind of like, this fucking irks the shit out of me? You know what I mean?
For me, not so much on the platform of Twitch, but that's also coming from a viewer turning streamer. So like I knew how it worked, so I guess it kind of like lessened it for me.
Okay.
But yeah, so my problems kind of lie with, like I said, like having a console and being like, I want to stream. It's either like, okay, so you're gonna go ahead and do this, and it's not gonna look like any of the streams, and it's going to be, once again, troubleshooting, like Andrew explained. It's going to be a pain in the ass. And it doesn't have to be at all. Like it's legitimately just information. It's just no one's sharing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of I think Twitch is always growing. And just in the time that I've been streaming, I'm seeing them roll out new things here and there, I don't know. For me, there's not anything that I would complain about that really irks me that much. I guess the chat thing, it's definitely, it's a pain in the ass. I don't know if there's a workaround, but I mean, for me, like my workaround is I have a scene in my OBS that I can go to, and it has my chat there. So because I refreshed it on this computer, it's kind of still there. So as long as it was just said, but if it wasn't, like I'd completely miss it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just kind of the disadvantages to where like I can't listen to music without, or like hear my notification settings unless I have either like an Astro headset that's also plugged into my PC, or I'm running like double headphones, which I do. But yeah, it's definitely not ease of use unless you're on PC, and even then, you're still running into the same hurdles once you get to a point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like funny. It's funny because I know you're going to talk PC angle, Cody. So I'm going to cut you off real quick. It's funny because like I used to play PC. I played like a lot of different MMOs for a while, and like, I know friends that have been console gamers their whole life, and then it's like the joke of like the PC Master Race joke / comment. You know what I mean? And then I feel like now all these people that want to do the streaming and want to do more of that stuff, they're realizing that that's literally not a joke. You know what I mean? Like, you need a lot of that technology because there is all these fucking hurdles. You know what I mean? The only reason I have started doing it more, besides the lack of time, is because I'm like, everyone's like, oh, you're gonna stream without an overlay? Like, you're gonna do that?
Like, are you a simpleton for not having all these?
Yeah.
Well,
it's like no, I have a fucking iPhone, not a fucking Android. You know what I mean? No offense, Andrew. Sorry, I love you.
Oh my gosh.
None taken. I'm cool.
Yeah, you are cool, and that's kind of the point that gets around to Twitch. I mean, I have a streamer that I watch that has an overlay, sure, but he doesn't even have like a face cam, and so for him, like I watch him when I want to see insane gameplay. It kind of goes back to like, okay, so let's say they don't have like the best setup in the world or anything. If the content is good, the content's good, and that's kind of the beautiful thing. Is if you are like middle of the road and you're just trying to just do all gameplay and you're just not even looking at chat and like nothing's happening on your channel, you're not going to grow.
Yeah.
Because people are going to like jump in there and just see you like this. And like I'm not gonna, unless you're hitting like a 360 no scope, like I'm gonna kind of like, okay,
how long is the viewer gonna want to watch that of the use of the player? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I mean, for me, like I'm guilty of like missing something in chat. Once again, I wish that I could get notifications in my ears, but at the same time, like I still try to be like there's a lot of downtime, unless you're playing a game that's just like hitting constantly, like there's enough downtime to kind of look over. And I also notice myself, because it is delayed, my eyes are constantly going like this.
Yeah.
Like I'm mainly because it's like I missed that shot and I know someone's in there being like, wow, get good. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I think that content definitely is more important than setup. I mean, obviously you want this.
Yeah. I feel like it's.
Yeah, what were you gonna say, Cody? I cut you off. Sorry, brother.
No worries. Yeah. I was gonna just compliment Josh here. Yeah, I would say personality and content are probably neck and neck, and then your like actual display and quality is probably third. But it's a balancing act between all three. Like if you have really high quality with just pretty good gameplay and a great personality, I'm probably gonna watch you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have shit quality and like legendary gameplay, I'm probably gonna love you too. So
Fair.
Yeah, man.
So what you're saying is I can't be mediocre.
Weird, right?
You have to be funny if you're mediocre.
Here's the catch, though.
I mean, I think I'm pretty funny.
That's the point. I think, Joel, you're not mediocre. None of us are. I mean, we're from different walks of life, like in full totality. Like you do your thing, I do my thing. Josh is known for doing these certain things. Same with Cody. There's no. The only way to really get to a level of mediocrity is, I think, what Josh was saying earlier, is you're just actually staring at a screen and just doing it. Maybe sometimes it's not even a matter of like how good your gameplay is. Maybe it's just a means of like, yeah, you're sick, but like, what about you? These people want to come and see you because they like you. They just not just your gameplay. Like you're cool to talk to. You talk about cool things. You dissolve. You're like you like dissect certain parts of your gameplay that you just like committed to. Like, how did I do this no scope? How did I do like what certain loadouts do I like go towards? Or like, here's some what my friends do, sort of thing. Like people want to watch you stream because you are being yourself. That's the best piece of advice I was giving from a much larger scale streamer in the Magic the Gathering community of all places too. He was like, when you get into streaming, if you get into streaming, people are going to show up because they like the person you are. They like who you are. You're not trying to be somebody else. At the end of the day, just be yourself. So
I shouldn't do the Hulk Hogan themed channel then.
I mean, unless if it blows up, you're still happy with doing it, then no. Because that's the thing is, if you're pretending to be anything other than yourself, if you blow up off of that, it becomes a job. It doesn't just become I'm playing video games and I have X amount of people that are my friends that hang out with me, and it's that I don't even know what I was going to say.
Honestly. Are you trying to say I'm not a real American and I couldn't pull it off?
Wow.
Sorry.
Before I do lose it, from let's say you are streaming and you are looking to grow. That right there is actually the difference between a follow and a sub. Is if there are people that I enjoy watching, but I watch them, I don't feel included in a sense. I feel like almost like an outsider, just kind of like looking in, like I'm not part of their community. I'm not part of this. I either haven't made the effort to, or haven't been received as like part of the whatever their name fam is.
Yeah.
So I'll follow them. But when it comes to my friends, when it comes to people that I want to support, when it comes to people that I genuinely like, I'll sub to them. Like I want to show my support because, and a lot of it's going to come back to being in the band type thing. But for me, like if I could, it's like buying a record. Like your friends drop a record. If you're in a place to buy it, why wouldn't you? Especially when it comes to Twitch, when you can do it that second on stream right there and you have $5 to spare. I'm not saying like sub to someone that you want to support, because to the streamer it follows just as cool. Like you talking in their chat is just as cool. I really hope that no one streams for the money, because you're honestly just playing video games like that. Of course, it's the dream. It's just like anybody else. If you can make a living and a really good living doing it, everybody would want that. Duh. But at the same time, I feel like this is one of those true fields of work where if money wasn't a thing, a lot of these streamers would still be doing it every single day.
Yeah.
And
True.
that's what I really like about it.
And that's how it should be. Those are the people you should be supporting. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But I mean, so I'm really disappointed that none of you brought up the fucking notification thing, because that drives me up the wall about Twitch. The fact that when someone pings me in my chat, I don't fucking know unless I'm looking or I download some third-party app. How are you like one of the biggest entertainment platforms in the world and you can't set up internal notifications?
I think because it is a third party. Like if you were streaming, I don't know, Andrew, if you're streaming from your PS4, does it actually give you a notification?
Not like a tone, but I see verbal notification. Sometimes I'm given the opportunity to like even choose a selection in PS4 to like have my chat in the actual screen that I'm watching through my gameplay, or I could choose to turn it off. I actually chose to turn it off so I can have more room to see my gameplay and just keep my camera feed on me. But then I use my computer, which is I have it right here, and my phone on like a little tripod thing in front of me, so I can actively read my my feed, like whether it's the bit stuff that's being sent my way, any sort of subs, any sort of follows, and then Stream Elements sort of thing gives me a second, like, hey, welcome to the. I kind of deem myself or deem my stream the Caldera, like named after the name and stuff like that. It says, hey, welcome, yada yada, for following. Welcome to the Caldera. You know, it's like, oh, cool, dude, thank you so much for the follow, man. Like, but it means I have to have eyes everywhere. I have to like make sure I'm playing my game, find a brief moment where things are kind of on the quiet side, game wise, with my homies or by myself or whatever. I can take a look at my phone, and like see, okay, what am I missing right now? Who did? Like, oh man, I appreciate the 100 bits, dude. Thank you so much. Or like, oh, dude, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime, or like, oh, that's a really cool, funny, hilarious emo. Which one did you get that from? You know, so it's a means of focusing on the gameplay, but then also finding the breaks within gameplay and chat and with your party or whoever's in your group to like look at the feed, look at the readout, look at chat, use engaging. If you have mods that are like continuing conversations for you and stuff, you can kind of like make sure you at least like take a look and catch up and be like, oh yeah, I remember that one time. I remember this, you know. So it's like a means of multitasking, you know, 2.0. It's like a tedious but also like a fun way to still kind of interact with viewers.
So on the note of what you just said, something Cody said earlier made me laugh about how like our internet in America is like 2 decades behind. I feel like when I stream from the Xbox, like I don't know what it looks like when you stream on the PlayStation, Andrew, but like it's literally a solid, like just on the screen, it's just a solid blue bar, and it just has like the red recording light on, the picture that like the eyeball symbol that shows how many people are watching you, and then like the camera, whether the camera's on or off. Like,
right. So
that's it. And if I turn the chat on, it's literally like a solid blue pop-up box that says what people are saying. And I'm like, that is like atrocious and disgusting. And there's not even a way to see my own camera feed on the Xbox while I'm playing. I literally have to use my phone or my laptop.
I think the PlayStation 4 version, it's a little more visually friendly. It's not clunky and doesn't take up too much space. It just shortens your box of gameplay and then allows for like a whole separate chat bar, plus your camera feed is going to be at the top. And it kind of does the same thing, like, hey, red light's on, you're live right now. Here's the eyeball icon, or I think it's it's like a little people shape that shows like how many people are popping in online right now, how many viewers, and then it tells you in a chat window, like the little chat bubble thing, like above your head, like in those cartoons, it shows that icon plus how many messages in total has been accumulated throughout your stream. So it could be anywhere between like as low as 50 to as high as 500 or whatever the hell like you've been streaming for. So it's a little more user friendly for the PlayStation versus the Xbox.
Yeah, it's funny to hear this because as much as I like to say, no, this is actually still an issue for PC.
Really?
So yeah, think about it. I mean, if you have one monitor, you don't want your chat overlay to interfere with your gameplay. So what's pretty popular with successful streamers is they get 2 PCs. They have a streaming PC.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And then the gaming PC. Yeah.
Exactly. And to be straight with you, like if I was gonna stream FPS legitimately, that's like the only way to do it. Mostly because like the lag, like just that extra like few milliseconds between each shot is like life or death sometimes.
Yeah.
So like if you want to be like top tier entertainer with the best gameplay, like that separate gaming PC or streaming PC is arguably, you know, kind of a big deal. Luckily, you know, you can get them more affordable at like, you know, $500-600 compared to a gaming PC, but like still, dude, that's a big chunk of change for just supporting tech.
Yeah, seriously.
A lot of people that can't afford that. That's like the sort of barrier in between people that have a whole lot of potential, a whole lot of personality. They're great to watch with however maybe best or little quality they have in their stream. That's the make or break right there. Is sometimes literally just money and resources that just keeps these people that you're like, I know you will do great if you had the equipment. You just don't have the equipment, or you can't acquire it right now. And like, I like enjoying watching you, but it sucks that you have to succumb to lower quality stream feeds, lower quality equipment, you know, lower quality visuals, you know, tools, like streaming tools sort of thing. So
well, let's hope the price drops with this ever growing thing, because if sales go up, they know they can sell more. You know, from a business standpoint, it makes sense to kind of lower your costs and produce more and just be like, hey, this is the baseline model. If you want to stream, this is all you need right here, all in one. This is the PC you need to stream. Cool. Like on console, you know. And kind of going back to the whole notifications thing, I think that's also where, like I said, unless you have a mix amp or you're running like the double headphones, like you're gonna miss all those follows, all those donations, all those subs, literally just because of like something super simple. But it kind of comes full circle in like, if you can't afford a headset like that, or you just don't have the money to spend on a headset like that, you're kind of shit out of luck, or you have to run like the other rig. And I think that having that money and those resources is definitely the hurdle to get to go through, because once you get it, you're good. You know, then it's just kind of like progression from there. Because, all right, I have the baseline model, everything looks okay, cool. And then the more you stream, the bigger you get, the more you're like, okay, I want to update this. So then you kind of go on. It's kind of like it's a never-ending battle, that's for sure. But it's fun.
It is a battle. Luckily, it's like pretty accessible. And as the more popular it gets, the more affordable and competitive it'll be too.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, I think over time it should benefit us, but it's been pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, we're coming up on, we've been doing this for quite a while, boys. So I mean, I think money is the best way to wrap this up. You know, like I've been looking online, like I need to get a computer that processes a bunch of video work for some day job stuff that I'm getting. And I honestly, all the shit I've been finding, I keep coming back to gaming laptops, because it's like they are used for
they're
streaming.
The most powerful ones.
Yeah, and it's got it built in. But I mean, even like the $800 to $1,200 gaming laptops, I'm like, this has more than enough power to do everything I want in it. And it's like, you know, for a regular powerful laptop, that's a normal price range anyways. So like, I feel like it is already getting a little bit accessible. But then of course there's, you know, 2 PCs, double monitors, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But like, I mean, ballpark, like, you know, say somebody watches this that wants to get into this shit like we are, and I have no fucking idea what it's going to cost. Like, you know, why don't all three of you give me a ballpark number that you know, we all use different setups, you know, so everybody has like a ballpark number. You know, I've spent like maybe like $200 so far, and I'm ready to go. But you know, I'm doing the lowest budget setup you can possibly do. You know what I mean? Like, so like, you know, give me a ballpark number that you guys, you know, think somebody can get started with. You know, I know, you know, like, let's say Josh, you know, you're going to run a laptop, you go from there. Andrew, you know, you're running through a computer off a PlayStation, and Cody, you're doing full PC. Like, give me a ballpark number, monetary number you guys think people can get all this done for.
Honestly, for PC, there's going to be a massive like disparity gap, and I think just getting started, the smartest thing to do is just use your AirPods, like for your microphone and headset. Like, it's surprisingly decent quality. You don't need an exceptional pop filter or condenser mic to please most audiences.
Yeah,
I would say, like, you know, that's a solid, you know, $300 to $600 investment with a mixer and all that eventually when you like make enough money and you want to sound that much better. But that I think that's the biggest mistake I've seen a lot of like friends and like new streamers make, is they throw down like hundreds of dollars on a mic and like all this headset stuff when really it's not going to matter too much. I would say like throwing down a little bit more cash for a 1080p, maybe even 4K camera is a smart idea as far as like a long-term investment goes. And you know, and then eventually maybe if you get enough followers, you can look into a better mic.
Definitely.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say like starting out, like you don't want to spend more than 150, 250 bucks on PC, get like a decent camera for like 150 and just use your AirPods at home or your Apple headphones, something like that.
And what if somebody wants an actual PC themselves? Like what if they don't have one, or they want to have can't game? Like ballpark number, like what? You know, you can buy you can get pre-builds for what, like 6-ish, right?
So you know what, nowadays I highly encourage anybody to just build their own PC and go on YouTube. It's basically Legos at this point. You're making like maybe 10 to 14 total connections, and there's not crazy complex either. It is nerve-wracking, you know, handling hundreds of dollars like that, but rewatch the YouTube videos, get an idea. And I think if you want to go like, if you bargain hunt and snipe the right deals, you can get like a solid starting gaming streaming PC for like 600 to 700 bucks.
Okay.
If you want to go like the medium high end for like a 5+ year investment, you can throw in like 1,200 and be pretty happy too.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the last little point there is, if you're going to stream dedicated, check out NVIDIA cards. That was probably one mistake I had to learn from. I went AMD, which is excellent value, like super good frame rate to price ratio, but they don't have this specific codec that NVIDIA has, which supposedly makes streaming and playing at the same time super easy. So like you don't get punished or lag as much when you're playing. It's super sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Andrew, what about you? For like, you know, how much, you know, what did you have to spend on, you know, camera, headset, you know, whatever the computers you use to run everything through, like
for like super base level stuff, because I've had this Mac since like 2009. The only most recent like equipment pieces I actually purchased, upgrades we can probably call them. You could buy a decent tripod stand or like a boom arm, attachable boom arm for, you know, around $40, $50 on Amazon. These headphones I bought here, I think were $60 total. And these are good for plugging into your PC, Mac. They have a USB connection, so you can like plug into a USB based microphone if you need to. It's also got auxiliary in, so I can plug this into my controller or directly into my auxiliary input for my PC. Or my Mac in this case. As far as like starting at the base level where I am right now for just streaming directly from my console, the PlayStation 4, buying that PS4 camera, I'm pretty sure I got that at Walmart for $40.
Okay.
So starting at that level, if you're trying to come from like a very humble base level beginning of just, let me just find the right camera, I'm going to stream directly from my console, make it my Twitch account and stuff. I think at most you probably only will need like about $100 at most, you know, maybe 125, something like that, within that range. Decent pair of headphones, buy the $40 mic from Amazon or $40 camera from Amazon or Walmart, and then plug it in, do your troubleshooting. You can do the rest of your like paneling and creating stuff on your Twitch, like on your own time. That doesn't really cost any money to begin with.
Yeah.
As far as like a solid starter PC build, I've been told, plus just like doing my research online, I'm told between the $500 and $700 range, starter level, starter budget PC for gaming, hopefully streaming, just within that range right there. When I get to that point, that's the jump I'm gonna make, is tossing between $500 and $700 to construct my first PC ever. And like you said, Cody, I know it's gonna be nerve-wracking and exciting at the same time, but it's probably the best method in which to get the most bang for your buck, instead of just like buying a pre-made one. I mean, there's nothing wrong with buying a pre-made one if you don't want to go through the hassle of building, but building might give you more satisfaction Plus, it's a learning tool now. Now you'll be able to like say that, oh, I actually built my PC. I have the tools and kind of the know-how and the knowledge to build my starter one. Plus, this gives you room to breathe as you go 2, 3, 4, even 5 years down the road where you're like, I want to upgrade my graphics card, my capture card, replace some of my cabling. I don't want to go from fan cooling systems to like a water cooling system now instead, that sort of thing. Or I can add the lighting or get a better motherboard or that kind of thing. So like Cody was saying, it's like Legos. Like it's going to be kind of fun. It'll be a little nerve-wracking. There are amazing resources on YouTube for PC building, how to start. So it's a means of what are you willing to throw down? What are you willing to work for to get like the PC build you're looking for versus, or do you want to just have someone build it for you? Can you go to a reliable company or a website, So I would say $500 to $700, good starter budget level thing.
Yeah.
If you're doing what I'm doing, $100, $20, $25 max. Just get the camera, use a pair of headphones, find a little boom arm, use your phone as your second monitor sort of thing. So you can monitor your chat, monitor your alerts, what's going on in your stream, and just like plan in front of you, plan to the left of you. So you can get pretty creative with how little you may have available, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right, Slater. So I'm going to be joining you in the laptop world pretty soon here, but I know you got like lights, you got the nice, you got a mic, you got the nice headset, just list it off, ballpark it, whatever, dude.
I mean, for me, I got lucky. Adrian just gave me the webcam that I'm using. He was like, dude, I'm not using it. It was sent to me. Honestly, like this is all I've wanted to do. So I've just kind of asked for it from like Alyssa for Christmas. Like she bought me the capture card. Yeah. I think that if you're just trying to just jump in and stream, Andrew's method is the best because regardless, he's my boy and I love him. Right. I still thoroughly enjoy watching his stream. And so you can get started for $100, like don't let it deter you of like, it's this and that. If you want to progress, yes, it's going to cost money, just like kind of anything else.
Yeah. Sure.
But so from a base level, as long as you have a laptop that has 4 physical, I'm going to say it again, physical processors, it'll be able to run the Elgato capture card. Okay. So that's pretty much what you have to look for. If you have any, like for me, I don't know anything other than Elgato because that was just kind of like in my mind the only choice because that was the only one I knew. So from there, it was like, okay, so my Mac doesn't work even though it has 2 physical and 2, like, I don't know, cloud processors.
Yeah,
it's a lie. It doesn't work. So that's kind of just, you can just go on whatever capture card or whatever method you want to use for capturing your gameplay and just find the base level specs for that. If you're looking to like go the cheapest route. So yeah, you can get it done pretty cheap. Honestly,
just upgrade as you go. I know that's what a lot of streamers do.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything you tip me in the channel goes to me getting a better setup. You know what I mean?
The most effective is Cody's method of building your own PC.
Agreed.
That is the most cost effective because you're always going to have to upgrade something. So if you drop $500 on a gaming laptop and then next thing you know, you're like, dang, I have a webcam, mic, all of this stuff. Plus I'm running online with my console. If you're console streaming, that takes up a lot of bandwidth and will make your computer run terribly. So if you're looking for like investment, like I know I want to do this, build a PC. If you want to jump into streaming and save for that, do Andrew's method of, grabbing that. I mean, I don't think you need more than $100. Yeah, but for my setup, I mean, without the lights are totally extra. But they look really badass, and I really
you look beautiful. You look beautiful.
It does look pretty sick. I'll be honest.
Yeah, and all of us look like simps and like simp bitches, and then you're like, oh, here's this fucking glowing multicolored god over there in the upper right corner of the screen, dude.
But yeah, I think you can get away with it. It'll honestly probably come out to like $600 anyway. I mean, so just kind of build a PC. because you have to get the capture card that's like
Yeah.
$100 and some odd dollars.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'll make a note real quick too. We're having this episode of yours on May 24th, 2020, when there's been major price gouging on cameras on certain types of equipment for people to start working at home because of COVID-19. This might be subject to change farther down the road, a year from now, 2 years from now, where equipment accessibility to some of this gear might end up having prices drop a lot. Other pieces might actually end up skyrocketing because of popularity or accessibility or performance, so make sure whoever is watching this take note of that too. We're recording this day. We're recording this during the COVID-19 pandemic that's happening worldwide. So things are subject to change. The market's going to be changing. So
fair.
Good notes to have.
That's such a good note. Honestly, I never would have thought about that.
Yeah.
If you guys check online right now, Amazon.com, like all kinds of different websites that are selling gear of this magnitude. There's major price gouging happening to all types of video cameras.
Yeah, I couldn't even find my camera. Remember, I paid $60 for one of those like brand name garbage ones that Amazon sells. Like their retailer is not found anywhere else. They're only found on Amazon, which generally that means it's a real company, and they send all like this is the low budget parts. And Amazon, you can have the rights and sell it yourself. I mean, I'm using it right now. The cam looks great. I definitely got lucky because I knew to look for 1080 widescreen adaptable, blah blah blah.
Right.
I knew what to look for. But I couldn't, dude. I mean, Logitech, it was literally told me it was like a 4-month wait to get the camera you have, Andrew.
Plus, that camera now is probably sitting at around $225 to purchase. I bought my C920 Logitech camera here right now about a year and a half ago. $65-$70 at max, just on Amazon. Wonderful, great, easy, cheap, affordable. It does its job. It's perfect. We have people working at home right now. People like stay at home sort of thing. They need it for business. They need it for art, you name it. So right now, cameras like this, other gear I might not be so familiar with, like I said, price gouging is happening like crazy because more people need it while we're staying at home, trying to be safe and social distance during COVID-19. So good note to have for right now if you guys are looking for gear out there.
Yeah, Cody, you were going to chime in with something real quick?
Oh yeah, just to compliment that. I think it was the second week of March. I was on Amazon. I was like, you know what? Looks like this virus is getting serious. Maybe I want to get a webcam and stream a bit. Dude, I was on Amazon. The C920 was on sale for $70. Or maybe not on sale, but it's regular price. There was 11 in stock. 10 minutes later, they all sold out.
All of them.
All like with 11 of them in like 10 minutes or less. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should go to Best Buy. I went to 6 Best Buys near me, and none of them had webcams.
Holy shit!
None of them. I went to a Micro Center. There's only one of those in California. It's like a mecca for computer parts. I talked to 2 of the employees there, and it looks like they like saw a natural disaster because they were like, dude, we were fully stocked like yesterday, and they're gone. Yeah, they were. So, dude, I ended up like literally that night. I was just refreshing, spamming F5 on Amazon, and had to pay like $95 for my C920, which is like that's already like 30% overpriced, and I think now they're like 200 plus, like Andrew was saying.
Yeah, 200. I'm pretty sure I could have sworn I saw other Logitech non C920 cameras and other brands I'm not familiar with right now. I think I saw them at the 300 mark, the $350 mark, like just astounding. Because companies are trying to buy them in mass. Yeah. And then the groups that are making these cameras, they can't match the quota, and then they're in high demand. So they're like, well, we're going to price gouge. It's not like groceries. You can't price gouge groceries, but you can price gouge electronics. Like it's really a shame. It's very hurtful for people that need these resources right now for the right things too. So
for sure.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, I think we could keep going on. I know we all can.
Oh, we totally could keep going.
But we should not. If this episode does well, maybe we'll do a second one. I've loved having all 3 of you here. Thank you.
It would be kind of nice. Maybe like 6 months down the road from now, we can kind of gather and do another one, like how are we doing in our streaming lives kind of thing. And then I think an even cooler idea, if you're down, next year around the same time right now, Memorial Weekend or whatever, it might be cool to do another one there. Like, hey, it's been 1 year since this episode. How are we all doing with these streams? We're trying to like grow right now. Like, what are you guys doing? You know,
that branding with those ideas. Look at that.
Yeah, see, you know, like thinking ahead, man.
I like it.
Beautiful.
All right.
I have one thing to say. If you're thinking about streaming, do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
If you have any questions, find a friend. If you have YouTube as a resource. You probably know someone who's dabbled or someone who knows in it. Just ask the question. Literally everything that I've learned, everything that I've had to troubleshoot, it's either YouTube or finding a friend to help me. So yeah, just be nice to each other and help each other out. That's my piece.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, everybody, boys, thanks for joining me. Everyone
Thank you, dude.
Watching. Please click subscribe on the bottom. Aethere has a new song coming out next month. Fallujah has a new record coming out. I don't know if Andrew can say when, but soon.
I actually don't even know myself. I don't know yet, but we're going to have one. Soon. I haven't even recorded drums yet, so just hang around. We'll see.
Cody's always gaming. He's very smart. He's a beautiful man. Make sure you follow him on Twitch. Follow all three of them on Twitch. I will be ramping up my Twitchness next week as well, so you can find me at Agile Cupcake, of course. Everybody, thanks for joining. Once again, this has been an episode of Agile Cupcake Unedited. Final words from anybody? Go.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
On voyage.